And we're joined by Colton Panzer. He is on the West 1 squad, and he's from Lincoln. And Colton, got to ask you, how's it feel putting the pads on again?
Well, I guess it feels just really good to be able to do it one more time.
Of course, Gary Lowry is one of our coaches, corner coaches from Lincoln, and you've gotten to play for him. And talk about playing for Coach there in Lincoln.
Well, over there he's been really good at working with me about my footwork and making sure I'm doing everything just right, staying low and moving fast.
No, it's only been one practice, but you're listed on both sides of the line. What do you think? Are you going to play both, or maybe it be more on the offensive side or defense?
Well, I've been practicing both, so I guess I'm going to be playing both. Just got to figure out this scheme and work at it.
Right. This is a great experience for you guys. You're going to come away from this, and imagine you've already looked over the roster and you've seen some kids that you're playing with that you have played against. That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's. I didn't really get to know him during football, but I'm getting to know him now, and it's pretty nice.
So tell me about when you found out you were going to be an 8-man All-Star. What your reaction was, and how did you find out? Did Coach call you?
Yeah, he actually called me when I was at a wrestling meet, and I was getting warmed up for my next match, and he called and said that I got selected, and I kind of just blew him off because I was in the zone for my next match, and I told him I'd call him back. And after my match, I called him back and I was like, "Are you kidding?" And he said, "No, you really got selected." And I was like, "Well, that's cool."
Okay, here's the million-dollar question: did you win the match?
Yes.
Okay, well, good.
1-0.
I'll be darned. All right. Well, you were in a zone. You didn't want anything to bother you when you were getting ready to prepare for the match.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's.
All right. What are you doing this fall?
Going to Hutchinson Community College for ag diesel mechanics.
All right. Very good. Enjoy the week and have a great game on Saturday.
All right. Hope you'll be there.
Thanks, man. Back at the West 2 All-Star squad practice at the 8-man All-Star football games, getting ready for the ball game on Saturday. And we have two St. John's Tipton Blue Jays with us competing in the ball game. We have Connor Eilert and Luke Eilert. Luke, we'll start with you. Tell me what it was like and how you found out you were going to be an 8-man All-Star.
Well, we had a basketball game that day, and I knew that Coach Christine had gone to the meeting, and he waited to tell me till after the game. So he just brought me in after and told me that I'd be a part of it, and I was really honored because I'd always wanted to be an 8-man All-Star, so it was a great thing for me.
Well, yeah, you've watched a bunch of St. John's kids over the years make it, and you grew up and watched them, and you were ready to be an All-Star.
Yeah, I was definitely. I've gone to the games multiple times, and I've always thought to myself that was something that I really wanted to do, and I'm glad that I get to fulfill that.
We were just talking before we went on that yet again you're going to see the Sharon Springs Wallace County guys. I mean, you played them in the semis in football, you played them in the state championship game in basketball, but hey, they're on your side this time.
Yeah, it definitely helps, especially playing them in football 2 years in a row and then beating us. So, it's nice to have those athletes on our side this time.
Oh, absolutely. What's it like playing with your cousin one more time?
It's great. We played together since we were in 6th grade, so it's going to be nice just to take the field one more time.
All right, what you doing this fall?
I'm just going to K-State. I'm going to major in mechanical engineering. So.
All right. In a nutshell, what was it like playing for Keith Christine?
It was great. It was always exciting because Coach always made everything fun, and no matter how tough things were, he always had a smile on his face and made practice enjoyable.
All right. Hey, Luke, thanks a bunch.
Yep, thank you.
We'll bring Connor in here, and I'm going to ask you the same question. Connor, is that how you found out getting ready for the ball game?
Yeah, like Luke said, we had a basketball game that day, and of course Coach waited to tell us after so he didn't spoil a game for us. But yeah, it was a great honor to be chosen amongst all these great athletes across the state, and I'm glad I can go out with Luke and Coach Racine one last time.
Well, you guys, your senior year, you lose one game in football. You were in the Final Four. You win the state championship in basketball. You only lose one game. You guys didn't like to lose much this year, did you?
Yeah, we made it a goal when we were freshmen and sophomores. Of course, we didn't win as many games, and we kind of took a beating then. And we made it a goal of ours to turn the program around. And even in basketball, we had a losing record, and we wanted to get back to 500, and we accomplished that and even went over 500, and we did the same in football. So it was great. We took a beating our first couple of years, but we turned it around and towards winning ways.
Well, see, they were working out at linebacker. That's looks like that's where you're going to be, but that's no problem. You've never shied away from contact.
Yeah. Of course, I've played defense all 4 years and under Coach Battee and then Coach Stevenson this past year. And I guess even Coach Racine's run the offense this year, so I'm familiar with his scheme. So if he needs an extra guy, I'll know what he's doing.
What a trip that's been planned for Coach Racine. What a motivator, huh?
Yeah, no matter what we got going, he always makes it enjoyable, always cracking jokes. But when it gets down to getting focused and stuff, he's still get us all focused and ready for the game no matter what.
And what you doing this fall?
I'm going to K-State along with Luke, and I'm going to major in agribusiness, so hopefully come back to the farm someday.
All right, man. Well, go get a win for the West 2. Thanks.
All right, will do. Thanks for all the coverage.
Take care, man. Thanks, Connor. Yep. And we're here at the 8-man practices. We have Keith Racine, who is an assistant on the West 2 squad. And, of course, Keith, longtime St. John's Tipton head coach. And, Coach, you've got 2 boys in it this year, Luke and Connor Eilert. And, boy, you know, there are others that could have made it too, but those 2 certainly deserve it.
Yes, they sure did deserve it, and you did say it. You know, we were pretty good this year, and we were blessed to have Connor and Luke both make it. But again, we had a couple players that, you know, were capable of being down here also that didn't. But, you know, we're only allowed 2 players. But I'm real excited for them to participate, especially where they started their freshman year and their senior year ended up, and real proud of them.
Well, I talked to those guys about it. I think it was Connor I asked about that. I said, you know, you guys this year, senior year in football, you lose 1 game, you end up in the Final Four. You win the state championship in basketball, you lose 1 game. They didn't like to lose very much, did they?
No, they sure didn't. And even when they were young, they didn't like to lose. And that's what propelled them throughout the years to keep working hard in the weight room and trying to get better each and every game and each and every practice. And it really showed off and it paid, especially in the weight room. I think we got a machine there that back when they were young, we called it the state champion. I said, this is going to win you a state championship. You know, and I didn't elaborate. They won a state championship in basketball, and they had a great year in football, and they had a nice track season too. But again, they worked hard to make it happen. All the young men that were on the teams, and you know, hopefully their experience carries over for the future years here at St. John's Tipton.
This is your 3rd time. You were an assistant coach and then a head coach and now an assistant again. Talk about the experience as a coach. You coaches, you're not proud. You'll steal plays. It's like a coaching clinic, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is, because again, I've had a lot of experience in the All-Star game because this is the 29th, and I've drove a bus for quite a few years, so I sit and I watch a lot of practices, so I feel like I've been around forever here. Yes, we'll steal things, we see things and just talk, but the experience just being around all the other great coaches is just a totally awesome feeling. But again, the hard work that all the kids made, because good kids that work hard make their coaches look a lot smarter than what they may be. You know, so again, my hats to all the young men participating in this year's game.
Well, and everybody here is so good, and they pick up things really fast, don't they?
Yes, they sure do, because, you know, I'm a simple man, you know, I mean, left, right, straight ahead, swing, yeah, I mean, and the kids pick up on it really easy because it's like, oh yeah, back home, this is what we call 396B or something, you know, but they understand. But in the offensive scheme, the quarterback's always right no matter what, especially when you're putting a group of young men together that may get a missed call sometime. We got to have one guy on the field, and who's ever running the show out there on offense will be the play caller as far as understanding what's going on to make sure everybody's in the right spot.
Well, Keith, it should be a lot of fun being an assistant again this year. You got 2 of your boys. You'll get a front row seat to watch them. Have a great week, and good luck on Saturday, man.
Yeah, and it is just a great experience to be here again. You know, going back to the 2 previous times I was here, you know, again, I'm really excited to be here for St. John's Tipton. And again, hopefully we leave our cards out there on the field and have a good time.
All right, very good. Thanks, Keith.
Thanks a lot.